Hello, and welcome back to the Bright Light Wellness YouTube channel and the Healing with Homeopathy's Substack. Today, I wanted to have a conversation about homeopathy and hydration. And this is because I have noticed this in clients and I've seen it written in homeopathy books and texts. And it really resonates with me and makes so much sense. And what I've noticed with clients is in my severely, chronically ill clients is they have a lack of cellular hydration. And then what I notice is when people have a lack of cellular hydration, homeopathy is less effective. It's not that homeopathy can't help and support your cellular hydration because it can, but it's harder to make it work when we are so fundamentally dehydrated on a cellular level. And I've seen this written in many books. And what I see too is that when somebody is really fundamentally dehydrated on a cellular level, it also activates this fear and anxiety, which then like puts this negative feedback loop in the body of like this stress, like I'm fearful, anxiety about my symptoms, and the dehydration is signaling that. And that's true when we think about the cell danger response. When the body's dehydrated, it enters the cell danger response, fear and anxiety goes up. Okay. So I've seen this negative feedback loop happening, and I wanted to come on and chat about it and what we should do to support it. So, here's my thoughts and thinking. When I talk about cellular hydration, I am not talking about how much water you drink. I'm not talking even about the quality of water you drink. Those things are both important. You do want to drink good quality water that's clean, spring, mineral rich, structured. You do want to hydrate your body as much as your body is asking for it with water, good hydration, right? That's what we mostly should be drinking. I'll take a sip now. But we also want to think about our hydration status based on the lifestyle that we live. The lifestyle that we are living can support our cellular hydration, or it can hinder our cellular hydration. So if we want homeopathy, if you've done homeopathy and it's been ineffective, or if you want homeopathy to be more effective, we want to work on this foundational practices of improving our cellular hydration first. And I want to also share that I've seen this, and this is why I think that children, homeopathy is so effective for, because their mitochondria are stronger and they're not as we age, our mitochondria get weaker, and then the mitochondria make less exclusion zone water, and we have less cellular hydration over time. So what I'm thinking is happening is why homeopathy I find to be so effective in children, and why everybody should use homeopathy for children. Get my homeopathy for acute courses if you haven't, is because they're stronger and that the homeopathy can act faster for that reason. And as we age and our mitochondria get weaker and we have less exclusion zone water, we have less cellular hydration, it can be less effective for people and harder to cure. My dog wants to play. He's got a ball. I'm just watching him. I don't want him to mess up my Ethernet cord, which can happen. That's Ethernet is wired internet and is a great way to help maximize cellular hydration because you're removing a block to cellular hydration, which is non-native EMF frequencies. So when I'm talking about cellular hydration, I am really talking about maximizing the mitochondria's potential, keeping it as young and as vital as we can, so it makes more cellular hydration. It makes more exclusion zone water and makes more of this cellular water. So if we want homeopathy to be effective, we really have to be living a lifestyle that supports mitochondria function and supports cellular hydration, which they go hand in hand. And that has a lot to do with, whether we're inside or outside, the food quality we eat, the medications we choose to engage with, the exposure our circadian rhythms, our exposure to blue light, our artificial blue light, not from the sun, our time in nature, our time in sunlight, our time grounding, our time, honoring the seasons, blocking artificial light at night, the amount of time we're on our devices, all of these things affect our cellular hydration. I mean, I could go on and on. So the reason for this video or this podcast information today, or YouTube, whatever you want to call it, is to make you aware that if you have been doing homeopathy and you are struggling to get results, you need to look at your cellular hydration status. This could be the quality of fats that you're using. There are so many factors. Because homeopathy always works when it resonates, but it also acts on the water. So homeopathic remedies are basically an energetic imprint from nature, right, that are imprinted onto water. So that it's an energetic frequency that's imprinted onto water. And when you take the remedy, it acts on your water. I mean, everything is about water, in my opinion, right? It's the earth is mostly water, we are mostly water. And that remedy is gonna, if it resonates, right? If it matches, like cures like, it's going to imprint on your water. And then that water is how things quantumly communicate from cell to organ, right? That's how the information is transmitted. Exclusion zone water lines every hydrophilic surface in our body, and it lines our fascia. And that's how we transmit light information. That's how we transmit emotions. It's how we transmit homeopathy to our cells, is through this quantum communication superhighway. So if that fascia is dehydrated, that connects every cell and every organ, it's not going to send that information the way we want it to. It's not going to stick. It's not going to work. So if you tried homeopathy and it failed, maybe you need to work on your cellular hydration. Maybe it was the wrong remedy. Maybe you antidoted, right? There are other options, right? But if you've been chronically ill, you absolutely have cellular dehydration. I mean, anybody who's dealing with chronic illness, they have cellular dehydration. So we've got to get the lifestyle back up and running to get that cellular hydration back intact, so homeopathy can thus be more effective. Okay. So what can you do right now if you're on chronic illness journey, you've tried homeopathy, you're not getting the results you wanted? Take a step back and look at your lifestyle and work on some lifestyle stuff to get your body in a better position so it can utilize and accept that medicine. How can you do this? Well, you can listen to all the information on my channel that I have about mitochondrial health, cellular hydration, all that stuff. It's going to support you. You can then get my cellular hydration webinar if you need more information. That will teach you how to live a lifestyle that's going to support mitochondrial health and keep your cells more hydrated, thus making homeopathy more effective. That's one option. Second option you can do is you can start with cell salts, tissue salts, cell salts, same thing. I like tissue salts. They work on the tissues of the body, and they are they're not, I don't like the word combination because it's not combination remedy. I don't use combination remedies, but it is a combination of minerals that make remedies, that remedies are made from. So they're minerals in homeopathic form. Most of the time they are in a tissue salt. We are using minerals in the energetic form and the crude form, which then thus teaches the body thus how to use minerals again. And of course, minerals are part of the charge in the cell. They are part of keeping the cells hydrated. And if your mineral status is not doing great, okay, that also can, homeopathy can work on mineral status, but it can help the cellular hydration become stronger. I know a lot of homeopaths, and this is something I've been thinking about more, that start their clients all with mineral or tissue salts to begin to just strengthen their vitality first before jumping into constitutional care, because it helps their body become stronger and utilize those minerals correctly, gets them into a better, stronger place. So that's another option. So you got the look at my content, go to the webinar, the cellular hydration webinar, get it. Or we can start with some tissue salts. If homeopathy has not been effective, let's start with some tissue salts then to help, targeted, to help the body get into more balance. Because when our minerals are out of balance, we have a lot of symptoms. And we can tell what minerals are out of balance based off of symptoms. And then we can support the body by replenishing those in the crude form and the energetic form. I like this because it's not really a synthetic minerals like taking like supplements. It's very different. Teaches the body how to use and absorb those minerals again. So that's another option. I've actually just put on my website because of this. I just put on my website just a tissue salt consultation, and I made it a little bit cheaper than a homeopathic consultation because I know, it's financially not accessible for everybody. So the tissue salt consultation is a little bit cheaper. You can also, if you've been wanting to get your feet wet with the homeopathy, but you're like, I'm not really ready for homeopathy, try tissue salts also is another option, right? So that's another option. So those are the places I would start. Like if you are on a chronic illness journey, maybe you've tried homeopathy, it's not been effective. Cellular hydration and tissue salts will be my next recommendations. And then if neither one of those works and homeopathy is still struggling, we really got to look at a mental emotional block. There's something in the environment or a mental emotional block that's causing you to not get well. And this is where one-to-one coaching can be a great service, where I can guide you to all of the things that can support you and even other sources, right? Because I don't know everything either. I can direct you to other practitioners that I think can be supportive to you, because no practitioner can know everything and do everything. As much as I would love, I wish I could. I have a capacity as well of what I'm capable of and where I'm at. And there are people who are really good at other amazing things that I do refer out to. So I hope that's helpful. And I hope it just brings light to how important hydration is, not only to everything in your body, but it also how important it is to make homeopathy work. Because if you are fundamentally too dehydrated, it might not, that information might not quantumly communicate. So our Dr. Hahnemann, Samuel Hahnemann, the one who discovered homeopathy, he didn't discover like cures like, but he discovered ultra dilutions. And he talked about he talked about obstacles to cure. And I think when we're so dehydrated, it is like a modern block to cure, because we're dehydrated due to modern living. Often the modern lifestyle, modern food, modern tech, modern lighting, modern indoor lifestyle, modern, living indoors away from nature, this all contributes to cellular dehydration. So this is becoming like a new obstacle, I feel like, and we really need to support this. And I know that in myself, clients, I see better results when people are supporting their hydration, they're supporting their fascia, they're supporting their exclusion zone water, and they're building that within the cell. Homeopathy is way more effective. So I wanted to bring that to the table. All right. I hope that's helpful. Have an incredible day. Please be on the lookout for more information on my Substack for paid subscribers on cell salts. I'm going to do a deep dive into every cell salt. I'm also going to do a deep dive into miasms, and I'm continuing to do work on different remedies acutely and chronically, because I think that it's just so important for me to share this information, so I can't stop talking about them. So I hope that's good for you, and I hope that you join me over on my Substack, Healing with Homeopathy, and I look forward to teaching you. Have an awesome rest of your day.